They usually
Hello, everybody.
uh,
Open door.
we're waiting for Paige. She's on her way. And Caro over here. Well, I don't know where she's on your screen.
I know it's always like so different. Yes, I see her.
And she is one of our scholarship students. She's in Mexico and
Oh, cool.
is just taking the chance to take these strengthening classes.
Oh, it's exciting.
Ah, awesome. So you can start whenever, and I'll just let Paige in, and after that, I'll make you the host.
Okay, cool.
Have fun, you guys.
All right. So yeah, for those of you that didn't hear or whatever, my name is Ashley. If there's anything that you can't hear me, anything like that, just you can always just unmute yourself, let me know, or write in the chat. So we're actually going to start. Oh yeah, I had spoken. We're going to use some light weights. So if you have like, 2 cans, 2 bottles of wine, anything that's under 5 pounds, just 2 light things. And that's totally optional too. You can ditch that and not use them. That's all right if you don't have them. If you're grabbing that stuff, we're going to set it up. So you're going to set up the weights, one on either side of your mat, about halfway down. So about halfway down through your mat. And then when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and just lay down onto your mat. So you can lay down, have your knees bent, and let your arms go long for a moment. Give yourself just a few moments to land and to settle in onto your mat. Noticing what your breath feels like today, right now, specifically. You're gonna take your arms long by your sides if they are not already. And you're gonna, next breath in, reach your arms all the way up overhead, like stretch behind you. And then take your arms wide to the sides and then back down to your hips. So we're just making big circles with the arms, just starting to warm up through the upper back, through the shoulders, the chest. And this can be as slow or as fast as you want it to be. Maybe noticing how your back may arch as you reach your arms up overhead. Without over-exaggerating anything too much, just noticing the natural reactions of your body as you simply just move your arms. And then we're going to reverse it. So wherever you were, we're just going to reverse. The arms go out wide to the sides and up. And then lower arms down by your sides. And a few times, just the other way. Keep going. 2, maybe 3 more times. And the next time your arms are up overhead, you're going to keep them there. And then take your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers behind your skull. Elbows go out wide. So knees are still bent. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift up for your very first curl. Inhale, roll back towards the ground. And exhale, lift up. And so a few times, nice and slow, starting to warm up through the center of your body. And keeping the neck long so you're not forcing the head forward too much. Let this really come from the center of your body right now. Well, 3 more times. Okay, last one, you're gonna lift up and then stay lifted. You bring your right knee into tabletop. And so knee is bent. You can point through the toes or flex your foot, something that makes more sense in your body. With your knee lifted, notice if you're tilted off to one side a whole bunch. See if you can level it out through the backs of your hips. All right, inhale, tap your right toes down to the ground. Exhale, left leg lifts up. Again, pause in this moment and kind of notice if you're tilted off to one side a whole bunch or what is going on. Right. Chest is staying lifted, shoulders are lifted here still. Inhale, left toes tap to the ground. Exhale, right leg lifts up. Inhale to lower. Yeah, exhale, switch sides. We'll go one more time, each side, just the legs. Trying to keep the rest of the body as still as it could be. All right, left toes tap down. Lift your right leg up, chest lifts up a little higher. We put it together, lower your upper body, tap the right toes down. You switch legs, left leg lifts up, chest lifts up. Inhale, lower it all back down. So we're just going side to side here. You try to keep your knee only at about 90 degrees. Notice if it's creepy crawling closer towards your chest. Last 2. Last 1. You're gonna stay lifted, keep the left knee lifted, right leg lifts up to meet. So both knees are bent, right? Point through the toes. You're gonna lift your head up a little bit more. Now you can stay just like this, holding this isometric movement, or lower your arms parallel to the ground, just at a hover. Right, again, point through the toes. You're gonna start to pulse the arms down. Like squeeze your fingers together, and squeeze your legs together, and keep pulsing your legs down, or your arms, sorry. And your shoulders, try to lift them off the ground a little bit more. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Hold. Take a breath in. Stay the breath out. Lower your head, neck, and shoulders to the ground. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock a little side to side. You're going to keep hold of your knees. And then you're going to use them to pull yourself up again. So you're holding onto the fronts of your shins. You're going to take both hands onto your right knee. Extend your left leg out long. Again, point through the toes, flex out the foot. Do something with it to activate. Trying to keep the shoulders lifted off the ground this whole time. You're going to switch legs. Yeah, and then we're going to switch. So switching side to side. Eventually the grip on your leg becomes a little bit lighter. Trying to find length, reaching out through the toes. Four more. And you bring both knees into your chest. Again, lay down, rock side to side. We'll find somewhere in the middle, plant your feet back down to the ground, knees are bent. And from there, you'll extend your legs fully and press out through your heels, right? So it's almost like you're standing, but you're not. You're gonna press out through the heels, toes flex towards your face, and reach your arms all the way up overhead. And starting with the arms, you'll reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Nod your chin to your chest first. Keep pressing out through your heels. And almost like someone's tugging on your fingertips, you start to roll your body all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Yeah, we'll reverse that. So chin to chest, round up through your back. Let your arms reach forward, slowly lowering bone by bone. You complete it by reaching the arms up overhead. And so we'll do a few more of those. Try to make them nice and slow rather than rushing through them, trying to drop to the ground or get up super, super fast. And make this more about the control of your spine lowering and lifting off the ground. Keep pressing out through the heels, keeping the legs super active during this. We'll go one more down and one more back. Make this maybe the slowest one to get up that you've done so far. And eventually when you are up, soften the knees or bend them, feet onto the ground, just round your spine, drop your head. Breathing into the back of your body, the spaces between your shoulders. And then gently start to roll your body all the way up. So you're going to grab onto the weights, the cans, the whatever you grabbed that are nearby you. You're going to keep your knees bent and walk your feet just a little bit forward. So your knees are not super, your feet aren't super close to you. And from here, you'll roll off your sit bones. So leaning back just a little. You're not way, way down here like that. You're just kind of hollowed out through the back body. And grab onto the weights, the cans, whatever you have nearby. And you reach your arms forward. So again, leaning back, that you kind of feel that little tremble, but it's sustainable. You can still breathe in it. All right, inhale, take your arms wide out to the sides. And exhale, bring your arms back in. We'll do that a few more times. And as you do this, notice again what your spine wants to do. See if your body can stay as still as possible. Let this just be the arms that are slicing through space. And heels stay heavy onto the ground. Same with the backs of your hips. 2 more times. Last one, hold the arms out wide to the sides. Slow motion, start to lift your arms up. Yeah, a little bit more. Keep going. Keep going all the way up. Round your spine, drop the weights, drop your head. And breathing into the back of your body. You're gonna restack your spine again, roll up bone by bone, take the weights with you. We are not done with them. Just like before. So round 2, you're gonna roll off the sit bones, lean back a little bit. And take the weights in hand and reach them forward. Again, you can ditch them at any point that you need to. I know that. This time, as you inhale, arms reach up high. And exhale to lower them down. Keep going, right? Inhale, lift up. And exhale to lower. So again, trying to keep the torso, the ribs, as still as they possibly can, especially noticing what the back of your body is doing. If you're kind of compensating with your back, like arching your spine a whole bunch just to lift your arms. If that's what's going on, see if maybe you can just ditch the weights. Go a few more times. That's it. Inhale, lift up. Use the exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale, lift the arms right up. And just hold them lifted. And find a little edge of vibration in your body. Maybe taking your arms further back, maybe leaning a little bit back. Yes, stay with it. Take another big breath in. Then exhale around your spine, drop your head, release the weights. 2, maybe 3 more full breaths, just right here. All right, restack the spine, roll up bone by bone, final round. So just like we've done, you'll roll off the sit bones a little bit so you're leaning back. Grab a hold of the weights if you still want them to reach your arms forward. This time, take your right arm up, left arm out to the side. Yeah, bring it back to center. So those opposition lines, switch sides. And bring it back in. So as we do like different things to the arms, it starts to get a little bigger. Again, noticing where the body is kind of compensating, where you're leaning, and to the best of your ability, see if you can just kind of level that out, right? Consciously thinking about just staying in the middle, letting this just be the arms moving. One more time, each side. Hold right here. Take your left arm so it's wide to the side as well. One more breath in. Stay the breath out. Okay, ditch the weights. You're gonna come all the way up. Cross your shins, hands onto the ground. You're gonna step back into a plank, so a high plank. Shoulders on wrists, heels on toes. Just beyond your mat. Take another breath in. Now you can use your knees or not, but you'll lower all the way down onto the front of your body. You're gonna make a big X shape in your body. So you're gonna extend, I'm gonna move a little bit. You're gonna extend your arms forward. And you're gonna take your feet out as wide as your mat. So just a big X shape in your body here. Right, inhale, lift your right arm, lift your left leg up off the ground. And then exhale, lower down. And try the other side, left arm, right leg lifts up. And then lower it down. And then just keep going side to side, like your breath, your movement. Trying to keep the back of your neck long. And it's really not so much about height, right? About how high you can lift your leg or your arm or your chest. Try to make this like really controlled. So it's like you're lifting your arm and leg at the same time and then lowering it down back at the same time. So more control than that bigness, right? Keeping the hips pressed down into the ground, both of them, right? Even the leg that is lifted, could that hip still stay anchored into your mat? Now you can keep going side to side like this, or you'll lift both arms, both legs, chest and face off the ground, and then try to lower everything at the exact same time. And do that a few more times. So you're lifting everything up, same time. And then again, lowering everything down, same time. Again, both hip bones rooted down into the ground. And the next time you're lifted, you're gonna stay lifted. So arms, legs, chest, and face are off the ground. Again, try to keep the back of your neck long. So just looking just in front of your mat. From here, you'll bring your legs together behind you, bring your arms together in front of you, like zip up almost like a capital I. And then as you exhale, go back into that X. So arms go wide, legs go wide. Do that again. So everything comes into center. And then exhale, everything goes out wide. A few more times, like 3, maybe 4, but try to do it with your breath. So you're not rushing through it to do as many as possible. Yeah. Keep going, everything through center. Everything back out wide. Last two. Last one. And then next time you're in that big X shape, hold at the very top. Take another breath in. Melt everything down. Press back, child's pose. So sit your hips to your heels, forehead onto the ground. So knees wide as your mat goes. You rest your forehead all the way down onto your mat, or stack your hands to rest your head on. And you'll pick up your head, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Keep your hips the way they are, but hands are off to the right. And rest your head there. Breathing into the left side of your ribs. Pick up your head, crawl your hands back through center, go the other way. So hands off towards the left. Again, rest your head down. Pick up your head one more time. Walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat. And then you're gonna lift up onto your right hand and right knee. Extend your left leg out. So top hand, left hand onto your left hip. You're gonna lift up and out of your shoulders, so you're not putting all of your weight into it. You're lifted up a little bit. You point through the toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift your left leg up. Inhale, lower down to a hover. And exhale, lift up. Keep going. Right, hand to hip, so you can kind of feel what it's doing and notice if you're reaching forward, reaching back, stay like almost like you're in a toaster, right? You're the toast, you're right in the middle of it. And last one. You're gonna lift your leg, hold it up at the top. Again, point through the toes, like stretch out through the leg, tiny little circles. Tiny, tiny little circles. Keep lifting up and out of the shoulder. Okay, keep the circles going, just go the other way, other direction. For 4, 3, 2, hold. Take another breath in. Bring your knee back down to your mat, crawl your hands through center to the other side. We'll do that on the other side. So lift up onto your left hand, your left knee. Just like before, you'll press out or kind of reach out through the right toes, right hand to right hip. We'll start with just the lift, so take a breath in. Exhale, lift your right leg up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. And moving with your breath. And also like lifting your legs straight up. So it's not going in front of you, it's not going behind you. Just straight up. Yes, exactly. Last one. Lift your leg up, hold. Tiny little circles. And with the whole leg, like it's not just the ankle moving, like the whole leg is moving here. Yeah, keep pointing out through the toes. Okay, go the other direction, other way. Again, keep lifting out of that shoulder. 4, 3, 2, hold at the top. Tap the knee down, come back, child's pose. You can rest your head. Press into your hands, come up to tabletop, up onto your hands and your knees. As you inhale, point your tailbone up, look up. Exhale, round your back, tuck chin to chest. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, tailbone up, look up. Exhale and round. Three more breaths, just like that. You'll come back into center somewhere in the middle. And then you're gonna come all the way up to a tall kneeling. So just up onto the knees, you can grab onto the weights that you have nearby. So a tall kneeling, you're up on the knees. If you need to pad your knees, you can fold your mat over, whatever you need to do. Now your toes are untucked, so the tops of your feet, yeah, they're pressing down into the ground. Right, arms are super long here. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, just a regular old bicep curl. Curl inwards. And inhale to lower. Exhale, lift up. So again, kind of matching that pace with your breath. And then as you do that, again, noticing like if you're rocking a whole bunch, like could your upper body stay completely still here? Like notice if you're like doing one of these. You're gonna pause with your arms 90 degrees, and just 90. Inhale, take your arms up, elbows up. Exhale, bring them back in. Yeah, lift elbows upward. And lower down. So trying to keep the arms at 90 degrees the whole time. Two more like this. Last one. So we're gonna keep the arms bent for a moment. Just hold the weights, yeah. And then you'll reach your arms forward, like straight out. And then hug the elbows back in. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, bring it back in. So especially this, like as the arms get bigger, the torso wants to move around. So if you can isolate this to just be your arms. Now 3 more of these. Last one, hold the arms forward. You're gonna reach your arms all the way up. Pull, bend the elbows out to the sides. Exhale, press back up. Again, pull down. Exhale, lift. Try to knit your ribs back in towards your body, especially if you are flaring out this whole time. And containing that there. Up. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. All right, last 1. Keep the arms upward. You're gonna face your palms together. Triceps, right? So you're gonna bend the elbows, hug the elbows in towards your face, and lift up. Next one, hold with the elbows bent. Tiny pulses up and down. Tiny little pulses. You can force the breath out through the mouth while you pulse if that helps. Keep going. Hug the elbows in towards your face. Yes. For 4, 3, 2, hold. Take the arms all the way up. lower them down. All right. Let the weights go down by your sides, hands back down to the ground, just like we did 2 seconds ago. A few rounds, cat and cow. Kind of release through your shoulders, look up, round, or arch to your back. Exhale around. 2 more times. And find somewhere in the middle. You're gonna sit back onto your heels, sit to one side of your feet, swing your legs around in front of you. And I'm gonna start laying down my left side. As long as you do both sides, doesn't matter which one you start with. So you're gonna prop your head up into your hands. You're gonna bend your knees a whole bunch. So your feet and your butt are in the same line as each other, top hand to top hip. Right, move your hip, so almost like you're moving your hip towards your feet. You want to stack it so your hips are on top of each other. Maybe your ribs lift off the ground a little bit. Take one breath in. Yeah, exhale, lift your top knee up, top knee only. Inhale, lower down to a hover. Exhale, lift up. Yes, keep going again with breath. So you're stacked, the hips are totally stacked. So you might not be able to lift up as high, right? Again, the goal of this isn't to just lift up really high and like rock around. You want to, again, try to maintain as much control as you can as you just lift and lower the knee. Mm-hmm. This is always a weird one. Some people say they don't feel it. Do you guys all feel it? All you ladies feel it? Little nods, little thumbs up. Yeah. It's like right on like the outside of the butt. Yeah. So next time the knee is lifted, you're gonna hold it lifted. You're gonna unlock the feet. So tap the knees together, the foot goes up in the air, and then switch. So knee up, feet together. You're gonna keep going, knees together, and then feet. And with your top hand and top hip, you can feel how much your hip is swiveling around, trying to quiet that as best as you can. So it's almost like your femur bone, your thigh bone is what's swiveling around and the hips are staying pretty dang still. And the last one, hold the knees together. You're gonna keep your knees together and then just lift your bottom foot to meet your top foot. Keep your feet together for this one. Take one breath in. Yeah, and then with the exhale, with the most effort, you lift top knee up. Inhale to lower. Yeah, keep the hips stacked as best as you can, lift top knee. And let's try to squeeze your feet in towards one another. We got 4 more. Last one. You're gonna hold at the top. Take one more breath in, just lift it, isometric, just hold. Then close the knees off, lower the feet down. You're gonna press yourself all the way up. Leave the knees bent. You're gonna hold on to your feet or put your hand next to them, and then just reach up and over. So it's a side bend. You can take your hand to the back of your head, maybe look towards your elbow. And breathing into that side of the ribs that was closest to the ground. And for me, it was my left side. You're gonna come all the way back up. Swing the legs around, and we're just gonna do that on the other side. So you lay all the way down onto your side. You can prop your head up. I know some people like to rest their head on their arm. That's okay too. Again, you'll bend the knee, or bend both knees, sorry.
And again, restack the hips. So left hip, or for me, it's my left hip, but whatever side it is for you, you're gonna stack your hips on top of each other. And then yeah, like really moving with breath, so it's not just this arbitrary movement, right? Take a breath in. Exhale, lift your top knee up. Inhale to lower down. Yeah, exhale, lift up. So because the other side was like holding you for a while, right? It was stabilizing you. It might kick in a little bit quicker on this side. Lift up. Trying to keep the feet together, maybe pointing or flexing the feet, but keeping them active for sure. Last two. Last one. We're going to hold at the top. Unlock the feet. Again, knees touch, foot in the air. And then we'll switch. And kind of keep switching here. Again, top hand onto top hip. Just so you can like almost manually keep it still. And go for 4. For 3. Last 2. The last one, hold the knees together. You're going to join both feet, so both feet are lifted. Again, restack to the hips if they shifted. Take a breath in. Use your exhale, lift top knee up. Keep squeezing feet together as best you can, lower down. And lift up. So still moving with breath. And again, not trying to make these like huge, uncontrolled movements. This really intentional, just lift of the top knee. Got 3 more. Last 2. Last one, hold at the top. Take a deep breath in. And close off the knees, lower the feet. And we'll press all the way up again. So knees are bent. You can place your hand just near your feet, side bend the other way. You can reach your arm, or you take your hand to the back of your head. And breathing through the whole side of your body. And you lift yourself all the way up. You're going to swing your legs so that we're going to eventually lay down. So adjust so you're able to do that. And just like we were doing before, like the roll ups, we're going to roll down. So zipper your legs together. You're going to flex all 10 toes towards your face. Reach your arms forward. Right? Hollow out through the back. And then start to almost lead with your shoulders. Keep driving up to the heels. The legs aren't lifting. We're slowly making our way down. For 4, 3, 2. Come all the way down. Once you arrive on your back, you're going to bend your knees so that your feet are touching the ground. Knees are bent. Feet are about hip distance apart. You're noticing that little whisper of space, that space between your low back and your mat, just like that natural curve of your spine. We're going to start by just pressing your low back into the ground. So get rid of that space. You kind of feel like your hip bones roll up. And then release that. And you press your back into the ground. And then again, release. So you kind of, again, start to incorporate breath. So as you exhale, press your back into the ground. Inhale, release it. And you can kind of make this like really big if you want. Just kind of exploring what it's like to wake up through the lower abdominals here. We'll do one more time. So next time your back is pressing into the ground, you're going to keep that. And we're gonna start by just rolling up to begin with. So keep the low back pressed into the ground. And keep your arms by your sides. And then slowly start to peel up bone by bone, slowly until you're lifted up. And then reverse it. So you're gonna lower down again, bone by bone, until you come all the way to that neutral spine where your back, and the low back lifts a little bit. So do that a few times. Press the low back into the ground and start to peel your spine off the ground super slow. And then lower it all the way back down. Keep going. Yeah, no, so the back stays onto the ground. Your back is all the way down. And you're lifting your hips up off the ground. Yeah, exactly. And then slowly lowering your hips. So rather than this being just a hinge, let this be like the whole body, like the upper body lifts, and then it lowers down. Mm-hmm. Go for 2 more. Next time you're lifted, you're gonna stay lifted at the very top. Stay lifted. So we're gonna turn this more into a hinge. So as you're lifted, you're gonna hinge at the hips, kind of like you're almost like a squat, except you're in this position. But you're gonna hinge at the hips, lower your hips down to a hover. And then exhale, lift up. Keep digging down into your heels. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. And when you lower, it's almost like to a hover, right? You're never quite completely flat to the ground. And lift up. Go 1 more. You're gonna lift up and hold. You're gonna grab onto your weights, the cans, the bottles, whatever you had laying around. You're gonna have them in each hand if you have them around, and then lift your arms straight up. So again, the hips are still lifted. Keep pressing down to the heels. So kind of like a chest press, you're gonna bend your elbows out wide to the sides. Exhale, lift your arms back up. Hips stay lifted this whole time. Elbows lower down to the sides. Exhale, lift. A few more times, bend. Exhale, stretch up. And 2 more. We're gonna put this together. So as you bend the elbows, lower the hips down to a hover. Exhale, everything lifts up. Yes, a couple more. Last 4. Last 3. You're lowering elbows and hips, same time to the ground. Yeah, try to lift everything up, same time, about 1 more. You're gonna lift up, hold at the top, so arms are lifted. And we're just gonna pulse the hips, a little up, little down. Make it super teensy, super tiny. Keep pressing out through the heels. You make it even smaller than that, like super small. Yes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Keep the hips lifted, lower the arms down first. Slowly melt your body all the way down to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. All right. You're gonna move the weights out of the way so there's nothing really close to you. Last little day, you're gonna extend both legs long on your mat. And then from here, you can keep your arms just by your sides. You'll use them to brace you in a second. You're gonna extend one leg up in the air. Yeah, just one leg. So you can point through the toes. And the idea is, so you can have the hands on the ground to brace you, or you can keep your hands on your own hips, because the idea is to keep your hips exactly as they are. With the leg that's up in the air, you're gonna swoop it out to the side, big circle. I just hit my shelf. Big circle out to the side. And then bring it back up. Try it again. Big circle out to the side. Yeah.
I'm gonna come up and check this out. This is like a funny one. If there's any like crunches in the hips, you can always try to go a little almost faster. I know it sounds weird, but just like a big old circle with, yes, there we go. And then, yeah, especially as the leg goes out to the right, could you keep your hips from spilling off, right? Could you keep your hips pretty flat to the ground as it goes to the side? That's it. Maybe hands to the ground to help with that. Shoulders try to stay without moving, right? So again, just trying to isolate this leg being the only thing that moves. Well, two more. Last one. And we'll switch legs. So extend that leg. For me, it was my right. You'll take your left leg up into the air. So it always feels different side to side. So give yourself a sec, kind of reset. So again, the backs of your hips are flat, or yeah, they're flat to the ground. Same with the shoulders. Hands to hips or hands to the ground to brace you. You're gonna take your leg wide to the side and back up. And try to make this like a pretty like quick-ish movement, right? The intention is almost to try to throw you off so you're tipping a whole bunch, but using all those stabilizing muscles that you can stay pretty still while your leg is moving. And the leg that's touching the ground, see if you can still activate it, whether you press up the heel or you point out through the toes. Keep going. And almost like play with speed, play with size, right? Like, could you make it bigger and how does that feel in your body? Versus could you make it smaller? And you're trying to find that sweet spot that like, yes, it's challenging. There's a lot of stability involved, but can you find that sweet spot? Like, you know, you're working, but can you still breathe in? Last two. And let that go. Hug both knees in towards your chest, a little rock side to side. Well, from here, take your hands to the backs of your thighs and begin to pump your legs so you're rocking up and down. Now, if this is not happening for you today or ever, you can always roll to one side and push yourself up. Eventually, we'll meet in a downward dog. So cross your shins, hands to the ground, and move your hips up and back. And maybe just pedaling out your legs, bending one knee at a time, or swaying your hips around. Really pushing the ground away from you here. You lift your right leg up. And we'll take pigeon, bring your right knee towards your right wrist, slide your left leg long behind you. Now you're welcome to stay up. You can fold forward. If this does not agree with your body, you can always do this variation, right? Where you're seated and you cross one shin over your thigh. So plenty of options. You can share it, yeah. So Heather, see if you can flex your toes a little bit. Yeah, just to keep your knees stable. Does that feel okay? Yeah, okay, cool. Take 3 to 4 more breaths just right here. And gently start to push yourself up, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. If you were in a seated variation, you can just windshield wiper your legs for release. And if you're in a downward dog, we're just going to switch it up. So left leg will lift up high. And left knee behind your left wrist. Again, slide the long leg behind you. And you choose to stay upright or walk yourself down. If you're folded forward, see if you can rest your head on something. Maybe it's the backs of your hands or a pillow nearby. You press back up onto your hands. This time, just sit off to your left hip, swing your leg around in front of you. You're gonna back up a little bit so your legs can stretch out long. Again, flexing all 10 toes towards your face. Inhale, take your arms up high. With more or less of a flat back, just start to hinge your body forward. When you can't hinge anymore, rest your hands wherever they fall, whether it be your feet, shins, knees, or thighs. But feel like you can reach forward through your whole chest rather than reaching with your nose or like the top of your head. It's like your whole chest reaches forward. Take one more breath in. You can bend the knees, kind of relax the legs, and then just round your back, chin to chest, just kind of flop over your legs. Leave your head as heavy as you gently start to roll your body all the way in. You're going to take your right arm, bring it across your body. You can hold on to your other arm with your hand. Try to relax that shoulder as best as you can. Release it, maybe a little swing of the arm. Same arm, you're going to reach all the way up. Bend the elbow. So your palm is touching your back. You're going to take your left hand to right elbow. Now hugging it in towards your face. It might feel different, like you can kind of reach over to the side a bit, the opposite direction of the arm. You can let that go, and we'll do that on the other side. So left arm, bring it right across your body. You can hold your left arm in your right hand. Trying to soften your left shoulder as best as you can. Maybe the fingers, the hands too. Final breath. Let it go, kind of swing out the arms. And the left arm reaches all the way up, bend the elbow, palm towards your back. Right hand to left elbow. And just hugging your elbow inwards towards your face. Again, maybe side bending slightly towards the right. You can come back up to center, let it go, and make it real dramatic for a moment. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. If you've done the elbows, make it big. And then relax your body. guys. I don't know if you're muted still. There we go.
Thanks. That was great.
Yeah, how you feeling? Everyone's feeling all right?
Good.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. See you guys later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.